Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you how to make some customized cards using watercolor paint, and I start by measuring the size of card that I want and then cut it out. I start the first card by using this blue color, and I just draw some dynamic shapes and different patterns to keep the card dynamic and interesting to look at. And then I just choose some different colors that I think do well together, and this is the first card. For me, the ends was a little bit too sharp, so now I'm blurring them out in order to make the shapes a little bit more to my liking. Here's the final card, and I'll just put this aside while I take this new green color and just draw some random shapes on the new card. As you can see, I went a little abstract as well, but I thought it was a little bit boring, so I decided to add a little bit of red to this card in order to make it more bold. Now I'm putting this card aside for now, and then I will start the new one, in which I'll make it more realistic and try to make a flower garden. As you can see, I'm just using the brush to make some simple flowers, and now I'm using to make the petals in lavender a bit different. So these are some techniques you can use if you want to make a card like this. I'll use this red color to make a round-ish shape, and I'll make that to a rose later when I will have a Sharpie to create the petals. I just kept adding small details and flowers until I thought the card was filled out to my liking, and now I'll put this aside while I'll paint a new one. I tried to make it more like the first card because that one didn't turn out as I thought it would. So now I'm going more with my intentional idea by making some roundish shapes, and I think it turned out much better than the first one. Now I'll put this aside and start my last card, and in the spirit of Halloween I decided to paint some pumpkins, and it was really easy, so you could give it a go. As you can see, I just drew some pumpkin-shaped objects, and then I added the little green thing on the top, and then it's done for now. The cards were quite plain, so I decided to use a Sharpie to draw some doodles on the cards to make it more interesting, so this is what I'm gonna do now. As you can see, I'm just freestyling and drawing some random objects and shapes, so it's a really quick and easy step, but you can also skip it if you don't like it. For the next card, I decided to do an uneven outline of each of the shapes in order to add depth to the picture, and then I made some parts of the line thick and some other parts thin, also to create an effect. Here I'm just finishing the last shape, and I really like the outcome of this card. It plays a little bit with the visual effects of the eye, and I really like that. So now I'm gonna put this aside and then continue with the next card. Here I'm also playing a bit with the uneven outlines of each of the flowers and the leaves, so I'll just continue doing the same thing. But then I realized my markers were pretty bad, so I changed them a lot during the filming, and in the end I also tried my ink pen, but I spilled some ink drops on the card, but that's how it goes. Now I'll make the flower, and I'll just paint the petals in some S-like shapes around each other, and that creates a leaf of a rose, or at least the illusion of it, and that's how I draw the roses. It's really easy. flower card aside and paint the pumpkin one, and I found out the Sharpie was bad, so I tried to use the small paintbrush and the watercolors to make the black lines, and it worked so well. So I went back to some of my other cards to overpaint the things I already draw with the Sharpies with the watercolor, and it worked so much better. Put the pumpkin card aside, and here you can see the difference from the first card versus when I water painted it. And here are all the cards in the end, and I think they turned out pretty great, except the first card down in the right corner. And here I made some cards the other day in art class with some different kind of paint, and it works just as well. So thank you for watching. Bye.